everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and I do 5-star book reviews, and I am so excited to talk about this book right here by Demi Moore, Inside Out. I couldn't wait to read it. I am 54. She's like a year older than me. I couldn't wait to read her story. I feel like her and I have lived the same life, and since reading this book, we kind of have. She solidified that for me. Okay, we have so much in common, but I will get to that. We'll get to that. Okay, but up on your screen, here we go. 272 pages, number 3 on Amazon. This book was not on the New York Times bestseller because I think it just didn't make the cut. It will be. If it's got to be like number 1 next week. Okay, everybody is reading this book. I see it on Instagram, and there's a reason, because it's that good. Even though you're hearing so much about this book, I don't want you to get confused that this is like, I'm going to blame my life on everybody's story, okay? This is her story, and it's amazing. And I can't believe, what I'm hearing as to what the truth is about this book. Okay, it's not a bash Bruce Willis book. It's not a bash Ashton book. It's really not. It's her story, her perspective of her life. And we all get that. We all get to have that, right? And I loved her before this book, and I love her more now, if that's possible, because her story is so, I related to it on so many different levels. But let's pretend that you don't know anything about Demi Moore. Let's pretend that you haven't been around the last, 30 years and you know nothing about Demi Moore, okay? Let me tell you, she was born November 11th, 1962. I was born in 64, so she's around 2 years older than me. She's been married 3 times. She has 3 daughters. I'll put their pictures up. Rumor, born in 1988. Scout, born in 1991. And Tallulah, born in 1994. And when I read those dates, I realized why I always felt pregnant with Demi. Because I have children all through those ages. And I'm like, why did I always feel like Demi and I were pregnant together? Because we were, okay? But where did I fall in love with her? Jackie Templeton. General Hospital. That's how I fell in love with her. Because back then, I lived General Hospital, okay? I bought those soap opera digests. I bought magazines. I was so into General Hospital since the late 70s and continued on through her. So then 1985 happens, and she gets to star in 2 of the biggest movies of that time. St. Elmo's Fire, where she was Jules, and then About Last Night, where she was Debbie. And then my love grew deeper for Demi because she was it. She was the actress. Then, then that happens. Then she marries Bruce Willis. Then she has these beautiful little girls. I mean, it is so, her story looks like it's so romantic. You're like, I just want to be Demi Moore. But there is so much more. There's so much more to her story. And I love that. I love that it's not like this fairy tale. And it just makes me love her that much more. Okay, I gotta tell you. So up on your screen, I'll just read to you the little Amazon blurb. Famed American actress Demi Moore at last tells her own story in a surprisingly intimate and emotionally charged memoir. I was crying by the end. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little bit, because I'm not going to tell you much, because I want you to go read it, okay? But she starts the book off this way and she ends it this way, and it's with, how did I get here? And unless you've been a woman who thinks that way, or man, I don't think many men are going to be reading this. Maybe, okay? But I have had that moment when you wake up and you're like, how did I get here? I have 2 marriages, 2 failed marriages, 6 children. I've been a single mom twice now. And you wake up and you're like, how? How did I get here? What did I do? And, she has a history of abuse. I have a history of abuse. We can blame it on that all day. We get to, okay? But what we do with it is our life story. And I'm going to tell you the ending. Not the complete ending, okay, but at the end, because her book is broken up into 3 segments: survival, success, surrender. And in her surrender part, she says, what if everything didn't happen to me, but for me? And I love that, because I'm one of those people that just doesn't think, I just don't believe. I should say, that everything is happening to me in a bad way. I look at my life and some horrible parts, okay, and think, what if it was all a gift? What if it was happening for me? What if it made my journey that much richer because of the things that I have gone through? I love that, Demi, and I love that you're at that place. And I just want to say, because I'm not going to talk forever about this, I really just want you to go read it because I love telling you guys like what to read because I read a lot and I read through the garbage. And then I'm like, when I find something that I think is amazing and I do a book review, it's to tell you what the good books that I believe were worthy of reading, especially if you don't have a lot of time, okay? But she says so many great things at the end that you realize like that she really has come through it. She went through a time period over 3 year period of time that her daughters weren't speaking to her. I have my second son does not talk to me. There are reasons, okay? But what I love what she said, where she came to this place, because I'm at a place, it's been a year, and I just want him back, okay? It separates me from my granddaughters. It's what I want. I love him. When you're pushed to how much do you love your children, if you can say that if them going on with their life and how their journey has to go doesn't include me, that is love. And she was able to get there, and I'm getting there. I'm realizing that this isn't about me. This is his journey. He doesn't have to, just because I raised him and I feel like I sacrificed everything for him. You know, she went through that. She was like, but I was a mom and I was a good mom. And I was a good mom. I know I was. I don't have to have that argument with anyone. You know, we don't have to debate it. And it's like, but what if the best way for him to live his life right now is to not have me in it? Can you accept that? And I'm getting there. And Demi, I want to thank you for that. Okay. Like from the bottom of my heart, yeah, I know you'll probably never watch this. You have way more important people reviewing your book than me, but I just want you, I'm just going to send you that vibe out there that because you said if you could just help one person, this book is worth it and her life was worth it. So she did, and it was me. So below, IndieBound, Amazon, go read it. It's short, 270 pages. You can read it this weekend. Do it. That's all I have to say. Until my next book.